Throughout history, we see the great thinkers of our time changing the view on what we call philosophy. One of the greatest, most intelligent of all these was and is Plato. Born in Athens, Greece around 428 BC, Plato is considered one of the world's greatest philosophers of all time. His father's name was Aristotle, a descendant from the king of Athens, Codrus. His mother's name was Perictium, a poet and lawmaker. Being born in such a distinguished family gave Plato the opportunity to become a great and influential thinker.
Plato was a Greek philosopher who can basically be considered the father of philosophy. He was the first thinker to try and organize man's knowledge and provide an understandable view of life. And with this knowledge, he was able to go further than any philosopher before him.
Plato's accomplishments range far and wide, and just got to show how truly intelligent and capable he was. He wrote 26 dialogues, which are plays with Socrates as the leading man. They give us a great image of the fascinating intellectual world of 5th century Athens. Another one of Plato's amazing achievements was the founding of the Academy in Athens around 307 BC. This was one of the earliest organized schools in Western civilization. Oh, where was I? Oh, yes. It consisted of a large enclosure of ground that was blah blah blah, the property of a citizen of Athens named Academus. It lasted until around 84 BC, when it was destroyed by Lucius Solar. But that's not all Plato did, becoming one of the world's finest mathematicians and influencing some of the world's greatest of all people as well.
I think one of the primary reasons that Plato was so intelligent and talented was due to the fact that he was influenced by some of the world's finest philosophers and mathematicians, including Socrates, Homer, Hesiod, Aristophanes, Aesop, Protagoras, Pythagoras, and many more.
Not only was Plato influenced and even taught by the world's finest, he also taught and influenced some who later came to become great philosophers and mathematicians. But Plato's quickness of mind didn't come as an adult, but was seen as a child in his education, excelling in grammar, music, and gymnastics. He also attended philosophy classes, later being taught by Socrates himself. Plato would then grow up to tutor Aristotle and many others with his skill at reasoning and his abundance of knowledge.
Since Plato was so enlightened and intelligent, it led him to be able to form very interesting opinions on politics at that time. Athenian democracy had developed after the war with Persia, and Plato wasn't a fan. He had little sympathy with democracy and wrote a dialogue called The Republic, one of his finest works, which he imagined a society governed by an intellectual elite rather than by the ignorant mob.
In the ancient world prior to Plato, many philosophers had identified and attempted to answer several fundamental questions. Some of these were: what is the nature of reality? How can man gain knowledge? What is ethical? What is the proper social political system, etc.? What made Plato so genius was that he grasped that these questions were related, unified, systematic, and all-encompassing, which make up modern philosophy. In other words, Plato creates the discipline of philosophy, an achievement that made possible the development of Western culture.
Altogether, Plato was a great, inspiring man, a fascinating man really, encompassing all the vital traits of what we call a philosopher and a thinker. Our culture and lifestyle and world would be completely different without this remarkable man.
A variety of sources have given accounts of Plato's death. One story suggests he died in his bed, whilst a girl played flute to him. Another story suggests he died while at a wedding feast. According to Tertullian, Plato simply died in his sleep. What made Plato so genius was that he grasped these questions. I can't read this, so it's difficult. I'm reading from a script, So, so what is the proper social political system, blah blah blah. He grasped these questions are related, unified, systematical, and all-encompassing what makes up modern philosophy. Well, I don't know what that means. In other words, Plato creates the discipline of philosophy. And what? I don't understand. Yeah. According to Tertullian, Plato... Oh boy, he died in his sleep! He died! And a woman cut his head off!
Yo, he died in his sleep!
Shut up, Peter. Sorry. Okay, where was I? Oh, yes, he simply died in his sleep, is what Tertullian said.